Everyone's fighting about whether AI is going to take your job or crash and burn. Here's the thing nobody's telling you why both can be true. And the reason why comes down to understanding how glorified autocomplete turned into something that can possibly outwork your entire team. Let me break it down by explaining evolution of LLMs in simple words. The original large language model, it was basically a fancy autocomplete. I'm serious. You type. The best way to close a deal is to, and it predicts the next word. Build. Then trust. Word by word. That's the whole trick. It scraped the entire internet, every blog post, every Wikipedia article, every Reddit thread, every book, and learned which words usually follow which other words. Now, if you're a business owner like me, your first reaction is cool toy, totally useless. And you'd be right. At that stage, it couldn't answer a real question, couldn't solve a problem, couldn't do anything you'd actually pay for. But here's where it gets interesting, because the math underneath this toy is what makes everything else possible. That prediction engine runs on four branches of math working together. First, linear algebra. Every word gets converted into a giant list of numbers, a vector. Words that are similar are pointing in the same direction, or we say they are close to each other in the vector space. Think of it as a simple three-dimensional space. The word revenue lives close to the profit and far from sandwich in this vector space. That's how the model maps the relationship between words, not by knowing meaning, but by measuring distance between numbers. Second, probability and statistics. When the model sees the CEO announced his, it calculates probability distribution across every possible next word. Resignation might get 40%, plan might get 30%, hamster might get near zero. It picks the most likely candidate. That's the entire magic trick. Third, calculus. During training, the model makes predictions, measures how wrong it was, and uses gradient descent, a calculus technique to adjust millions of internal weights. Think of it like turning million tiny knobs simultaneously until the outputs get less wrong over time. Now, that math alone gives you an interesting toy. To make it useful, they are layered on three upgrades. First, supervised fine-tuning. Humans hand-wrote tens of thousands of questions and answer pairs to teach the model how real people actually ask things. Second, reinforcement learning. Human experts graded the AI's answers. Good ones got rewarded, bad ones got penalized. And eventually, they trained an evaluator AI to replace those humans entirely. That's when the scale exploded. Third, and this is where you need to pay attention, tools. The model will never know your company's live sale numbers from training data alone, so that gave it ability to call external functions. Need to pull a CRM report, tool call. Need to draft a contract into WorldDoc, tool call. Need to push code to production, tool code. This is the moment AI stopped being a search engine and started being a worker. But doing one quick task isn't the same as doing a full project. That's where two more hacks come in. First, chain of thought reasoning. Instead of predicting an answer in one shot, like estimating your quarterly tax bill from a single glance at the books, the model breaks problems into steps. Calculate gross revenue, subtract deductions, apply the rate. Each step is just probability, but smaller steps mean higher accuracy. Second, agentic frameworks. They wrap one or more AI models in a harness, basically loops that manage what information each model sees and when. One agent plans the work. Sub-agents handle individual chunks. A QA agent checks the output. Each agent gets only the context it needs, so none of them overload their memory. It's a project management for machines, and it's exactly how you'd run a well-organized team. In the next video, I'll show the hard numbers of how AI work performance stacks up against yours, your focus time, your deep work hours, your output. If you want to know where you stand and how you stay ahead of the curve instead of getting replaced by it, follow so you don't miss it.